All right, let's talk about ranking in AI search. So, for the last year, I've been telling everybody to not chase the hot AI citation because I've seen this before in traditional SEO. You know, the new update comes out and everyone runs after the hack or the silver bullet and they get some quick wins, and then 6 to 12 months later Google patches it and it's all over. This is going to happen the same way with the AI platforms. Google obviously will do it again. ChatGPT is going to figure it out. They don't want people abusing their information on their platform, and so they're going to cut out bad data. And so we have some data actually that came out this week. The first thing that I want to talk about is Reddit. So we get contacted a lot, like, do you do Reddit management? We can and we know how, but it's only done from a helpful business angle, not from an AI spam angle. So the data we saw coming out this week was Reddit went from 15% of ChatGPT, this is ChatGPT specific, ChatGPT citations in 5.1. 5.6, we are seeing it at 0% of the citations. Since the beginning of time, SEOs figure out what's working, how it works, and they abuse it. And I'm sure that's what happened this time. I'm in all of the SEO channels and the groups, and people were abusing Reddit, and ChatGPT, OpenAI just took it out. So what did change was really telling, and like Help Center documentation is a big, it's 32% now of the citations, where it was 2% in GPT 5.1. So that's a huge indication, right? Like they know that's a quality data source. We're not doing this in a silo. We're doing it for both SEO reasons, but also because it provides a good customer value for good help center and documentation. Actually, we were starting to work on that last week before this data came out and shows that we were trending in the right direction. The other thing that I thought was really interesting, smaller company websites and blogs in 5.1 accounted for 66% of the data now, or citations, and now accounts for 32%. However, we personally with our clients are actually seeing more traffic and more citations. So what I think is happening, just based on my read of this data and our internal data, is that high quality businesses are getting cited more, while less lower quality businesses that were cheating the system are dropping out. And so we only work with businesses, doctors, lawyers, engineers, large service, home service businesses. And so they have great businesses that are worth citing versus the lead gen guys who are just looking for the quick wins, the hacks, which leads me to what is also decreasing are some of the techniques that I warned people against back at the beginning of this year. And so one of the things that a lot of people were doing, and we saw it pretty clearly early on, the SEO saw it, and I actually saw a couple people lose traffic earlier this year, deploying these at scale. But the listicles, that's everywhere. Everyone's like, I still see that today on X, that you should be doing listicles if you want to get cited. What a listicle is, you'll list all of the top businesses or companies or services, and you'll put yourself number one on your own website. That worked for a long time. It still is kind of working. However, those are starting to wane. It's falling. It's decreased about 32%. So again, ChatGPT is catching on that these are getting abused. This is just AI search results, by the way. Google de-indexed most of the websites that were doing this from an SEO standpoint. So that's where a lot of the SEO carnage came from this year, is people were abusing these listicles. And so they completely destroyed their traditional SEO. But now, not only did they destroy their traditional SEO earlier in the year, they're now destroying their AI traffic, which is still not a huge percentage of most people's traffic. So we are seeing all things AI search get corrected. As we've seen in the SEO industry for 10 years, people find the loopholes in the early days, they abuse them, and they get patched. It is in their best interest to keep these platforms useful for their customers and clients. And if there's spam on it, they want to get it out. Hopefully you took something away from this. I'll continue to do this series on what we're seeing in AI. I think it's really beneficial to anybody trying to do this on their own. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you later.